Good morning, dear students, and we are continuing with exercise number 2.1. Now, here, what you need to remember is that we are not doing sum number 5, 6, and 7. The basic reason being that we do not use number line out here. Nevertheless, this sum also includes number line, but we don't teach you number line out here is the only reason being that in the next chapter, I will be doing number line with you in much more in detail. This is a chapter on whole numbers and natural numbers. And to do it on the number line will be quite cumbersome and tedious for you. And therefore, since the sums are very simple and very logical, we don't confuse you out here with the number line. In the next chapter, we will be doing number line, but much more in detail, where I am not going to only teach you about positive numbers, but also negative numbers. There I will do in detail the number line. But the number line has already been introduced to you. You have learned it in class 4 and 5, and you have been taught how the number line is made from 0 onwards. If it has been taught to you also negative, very good. It will help you in your next chapter. If not, I will be teaching it to you in detail. So cutting a long story short, we are not doing 5, 6, and 7. That is finding the sum and the multiplication and subtraction of those numbers on a number line. But yes, this particular sum is based on number line, and therefore it's a very basic sum, very easy sum. And I have drawn the number line out here from 0 onwards, you can see. And you can see that the numbers go on increasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, what they have told you in this particular sum is that in each of the following pairs of numbers, state which of the numbers is on the left of the other number on the number line. Also compare them using the appropriate less than and greater than sign. Now, what they mean to say out here is you need to imagine the number line. And because we are only here concentrating on the number line from 0 onwards, even in your previous sums that I have cancelled, that 5, 6, and 7, it is from 0 onwards that we need to take into consideration the number line. But again, once again, the number line is going to be done with you in the next chapter in detail with negative numbers and positive numbers. So just not to confuse you, we are not doing sum number 5, 6, and 7. It need not be done because these are basic sums on the number line, which have already been done in the previous class. We need not do it out here. But here, what I am going to show you is how do we compare two numbers that are given on a number line to find out which one is on the right and which one is on the left. Now, as you can see the video, you are right now facing the board and you are looking at that number line, a small number line I have drawn out there from 0 to 7, and I've put an arrow that means it continues. Now, when I face the board and I look at the board, I look at numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, when I'm facing the board and I'm looking at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can see 1 is greater than 0. It is on the right hand side. This is my right hand and this is my left hand. 2 is greater than 1. It is on the right hand side. 3 is greater than 2. It's on the right hand side. 4 is greater than 3. It's on the right hand side. 5 is greater than 4. It is on the right hand side, and so on and so forth. So when we face a number line, and because the number line is in ascending order, the numbers go on increasing in value. So always the greater number is to the right of the smaller number. And just the opposite happens. The smaller number is to the left. This is my left hand. If you can see, this is my left hand and this is my right hand. And I am looking at the number line. So when I look at the number line, the greater numbers, because the number line is in ascending order from small to big, the greater numbers are always to the right-hand side of the smaller number, and the smaller numbers are always to the left-hand side of the greater number. This concept you need to understand if you imagine the number line. The number line starts with 0 and it goes on to infinity without stopping. We don't have any extent of the number line. That's why we always put an arrow. We don't know till where the extent is. But we always draw according to the sum. So all greater numbers are always to the right-hand side of the smaller number, and all smaller numbers are to the left-hand side of the greater number. These two concepts you don't have to memorize, but yes, you need to understand it. When you look at the number line from 0 going up till 10 and 11 and so on and so forth, you'll find that all greater numbers are moving towards the right-hand side, because when you draw the number line from 0 to infinity, you're moving to the right. So all greater numbers will come to the right of smaller numbers, and all smaller numbers will come to the left of the greater numbers. And that way, it becomes very easy for you to know which one is left and which one is right. The smaller number will be to the left of the greater number, and the greater number will be to the right of the small number. Suppose we take two numbers, 3 and 4. 3 is smaller than 4. It is to the left of 4. And 4 is greater than 3, so it is to the right of 4. Now we come to the sum. A, B, and C. They've given 4 pairs of numbers. And they've asked us, this diagram has to be drawn in your notebook. Forgot to tell you that. If you are not clear with what the headings are on top and you cannot see, take a snapshot. Always, whenever you are watching the video, take a snapshot, zoom, and then complete your work in the notebook. Nevertheless, if you're still confused about what the heading is, on the same page, that is page number 17, right on top, there is a similar diagram given. So you can copy that diagram, but please don't copy the numbers that are given in the diagram. The numbers have to be taken according to sum number 8. Instruction will be written in your notebook. After that, you will draw this diagram, write the numbers, and fill up the columns and rows. So they've given us 2 pairs of numbers, 387 and 378. And they're asking which one comes to the left and which one comes to the right. Now remember, as I've told you, all smaller numbers come to the left of the greater numbers, and the greater numbers come to the right of the smaller numbers when we are facing the number line. So which one is smaller? 378. So first will come 378 will be coming to the left. It will come first when we are counting. And 387 will come later on. So it will come to the right in the number line. Smaller is always to the left. Greater is always to the right. You look 1 and 2. 2 is to the right. 1 is to the left. 2 and 3. 2 is to the left. 3 is to the right. When we're comparing two numbers. Now look at 7. All these numbers are smaller than 7. They are to the left of 7. So smaller numbers than 7 will be to the left of 7. But if I take 1, if I only take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are greater than 1, they are to the right. So always greater is to the right of the number line, and smaller is always to the left of the greater number on the number line, because the smaller number will come first and then the greater number, because the number line is always in ascending order from small to great, or from the smallest to the greatest. Now I compare. So 378 will be smaller than 387 because 387 is greater. 1001, 1101. So which one will come first? First will come 1001. So that one will come first. So the number that comes first will be left of the number that comes afterwards on the number line. So the smaller number will be to the left. The greater number will be to the right. That's 1101. When I compare it, 1001 will be smaller than 1101. So that's how you do these sums. Remember, when I look at the number line starting from 0 and going to infinity, as we go down the number line, the numbers go on increasing in value. That means they are getting greater and greater and greater and greater. And every time a greater number comes at the side of another number, that number becomes smaller than that number. So the greater number is to the left and the smaller number is to the greater number is to the greater number is to the right and the smaller number is to the left. So all smaller numbers are always to the left of the greater number and the greater numbers are always to the right of the smaller numbers. Once you know which one is smaller and which one is greater, remember the smaller is to the left and the greater is to the right. 3,456, 6,543. But natural 3,456 will come first when we're going down the number line. So it will be to the left because it's smaller. 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6,543 will come later on. So 6,543 will be to the right of 3,456 and 3,456 will be to the left of 6,543 on the number line. Now I can't expect you and you cannot do it that we are going to make such a long number line of 10,000 numbers and then check. We need to know the concept that when we start the number line from 0 and go on into infinity, every time a number comes on the number line, it is greater than the previous number. So all greater numbers will come to the right of the smaller numbers and all smaller numbers will come to the left of the greater number. Once you can look at the two numbers, the smaller one is always to the left of the greater one and the greater one is always to the right of the smaller one on the number line. Why? The reason being that the number line is in ascending order from small to big. So the smaller number will come first, the greater number will come next. So the smaller number will be to the left of the greater number and the greater number will be to the right of the smaller number. Let's go to the last one, 36,789. And they've given that 367, again 367 to confuse you, but actually it is 3,67,899. But natural 36,000 will come first, 3 lakh will come much, much later. So 36,789 comes to the left and 3,67,899 will come to the right. This number will come to the left of this number and this number will come to the right of the number. I'm repeating myself again. That is only and only because the number line is in ascending order from small to big, from smallest to greatest. So the smaller numbers are always to the left. When you look at the number line, when you face the number line, all smaller numbers are to the left and all greater numbers are to the right, whichever number you may compare. Suppose I take number 2 and number 7. 7 is greater than 2, so it's to the right. And 2 is smaller than 7, so it's to the left. So the smaller one is always to the left of the greater one, and the greater one is always to the right of the smaller one. Sorry, we forgot to compare this one. So this will be 3,456 is less than 6,543. Now I compare these two. So again, 36,789 will be smaller than 3,67,899. I have a small board. Nevertheless, I've tried to squeeze the numbers as much as possible. Remember, take a screenshot, zoom, and complete your work. This table has to be drawn in your notebook. Take your time, do it neatly. We come to the last sum of that exercise. That's number 9. How many digits are there in a successor of a 3-digit number? When I look at a 3-digit number, what's my first 3-digit number? My first 3-digit number is number 100. First 3-digit number. So after 100, no matter what may be my successor, it's going to be a 3-digit number. Successor of 100 will be 101. Successor of 101 will be 102. So you may take any 3-digit number in the world. The successor is going to be another 3-digit number, except of one number. And that number is 999. That's a 3-digit number. That's also a 3-digit number. but that's the last 3-digit number that we know, or the greatest 3-digit number that we know. The successor of 999 will be 1000. Just after 999 comes 1000. That is the only and only 3-digit number that has a 4-digit number as a successor. Otherwise, all the other 3-digit numbers have their successors as another 3-digit number. So that is what I have written here for sum number 9. The successor of any 3-digit number is another 3-digit number except 999, whose successor is a 4-digit number, which is 1000. All 3-digit numbers, their successors, that means the number that comes immediately after that will be a 3-digit number. But the number 999, which is the last 3-digit number or the greatest 3-digit number, the successor of that particular number, that's 999, is a 4-digit number, that is 1000. So all 3-digit numbers, their successors are 3-digit numbers, but only except of only one number, and that is 999. The number 999 is the only 3-digit number that has a successor that is a 4-digit number, that is 1000. So these are the two sums that have to be taken down in your notebook. We are also moving on to do just 2 more sums of the next exercise, that is exercise 2.2. So this is your first video, and these 2 sums have to be taken down into your notebook. Make sure that the instructions are copied and then the sum is done in the notebook.